Hi, good morning, everyone. The people who are in US, and good evening, everyone. The people who are connected from India. So everyone created the account, AWS account. Any challenges, anyone? Any questions, anyone so far? AWS account created, right?
Hi Ram.
Yeah, tell me, please. Yes.
Yeah, we have always have to log in through root user, right? And for in business and offices, when the projects, real-time projects will be there, we have to log in as an IAM user, right?
Exactly. In real-time projects, we always connect using IAM account. Yes.
IAM account. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, fine. Thank you. That's all.
So any other questions, anyone? Right. Yeah. So today we are going to start EC2, which is the first service. EC2. It's a elastic compute cloud. Yeah. First of all, what is EC2? So anyone having idea what is EC2?
Server.
EC2 is a
Elastic.
server. Yeah, we can say server, or else we can say it is a on-demand scalable virtual server. That is the full definition, right? EC2 is a full form here is Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud is a on-demand scalable virtual server, right? What is on-demand? We discussed already. So instantly, immediately, whenever needed, right? Scalable. We can scale up whenever you want to scale. You can scale up or scale down, right? Scalable means we can increase the resources, like we can increase the CPU, RAM, storage whenever needed, right? And virtual server is nothing but it is not a physical server, which is a imaginary server, right? Yeah, Elastic Compute Cloud is a on demand. Yeah, it is a on demand scalable and a virtual server, right? On demand scalable virtual server, right? Fine. Now look at my screen, everyone. So here, Elastic Compute Cloud, right? So in general, what is Elastic, anyone? What is Elastic, anyone? In general,
Expandable.
expandable or stretchable, right?
Yes.
Elastic, right? So next one, compute. What is compute, anyone? For example, if you want to buy any laptop or mobile, so what we will check normally? We check the
Configuration.
CPU. Yeah, configuration, right? CPU, RAM, storage, OS, right? So compute is the configuration. Compute is the configuration, right? Yeah. So this configuration is elastic. This configuration is elastic, and this configuration is available in cloud. Here we have 2 times C, right? That is why you can call it as EC2. Understanding that, everyone? Yeah, Elastic Compute Cloud.
Why it's 2?
Yeah, here, look at my screen. So EC2. EC2 is the name, right? Server name. So here, Elastic Compute Cloud, the full form.
C is twice, that's indicating Ramsar.
Yeah, can you come again?
C coming at twice. That's the reason it's coming as a C2.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so here we have 2, right? C2 means 2 times C, compute cloud. Our cloud compute also both are same. Elastic Cloud Compute or Elastic Compute Cloud, both are same. Okay. Right. Fine. Now let's go back to the AWS console. Go back to AWS console. Now, so if you want to create any EC2 instance, so what we can do, and also why we need to create the EC2 instance. Why we need to create EC2 instance. Okay. So in real-time projects, as a cloud engineer, our role is creating infrastructure, managing infrastructure. So what is infrastructure? Anyone? What is infrastructure? Servers, storage, network, load balancers, right? So these are all infrastructure, right? So as a cloud engineer, as a DevOps engineer, so we need to create the infrastructure, we need to manage the infrastructure. Along with the automation roles, we need to handle the cloud also, right? We need to create a cloud infrastructure and we need to manage the cloud infrastructure, right? So in real-time projects, client or project team, there is a request or ticket. There is a ticket or request, right? So what is ticket, anyone? Ticket is a request. We know that, right? So every ticket is having some SLA, right? Every ticket is having SLA. What is SLA? It is a service level agreement, right? Yeah. So customer raise a request, customer or client or project team, there is a request. As per the request, we need to create the resources and we need to hand over to the project so that they start working on the resources. They develop the applications, they modify the applications, they test the applications, they work on the infrastructure, right? Yeah. So whenever they create any request or a ticket, in the description, they add all the requirements. Whatever they require, they add all the requirements in the request. That we can gather first. So once we receive the request or ticket, first we need to check the description and we need to get all the information. So after that, we need to go ahead and create the resource, right? So they provide all the information like region, on which region they require servers and which configuration they required, how much RAM required, how much CPU required. So what the operating system required. They give all the requirement in the ticket. As per the ticket, as per the request, we need to create the resources, right? Yeah. Now, so there is a navigation. Look at here. So for example, the project team required servers in Mumbai region, right? Or else they required in Singapore region. We can select the Singapore. Just click on the Singapore. The region will be switched here. Look at here. Region has been changed. Singapore. Or else US region. Yeah, United States, North California. Click on this. You can change the region like this, right? So as per the client requirement, we need to choose the region. We should not decide this region. We'll get the information from client, right? So now I want to select Mumbai region. Yes. Now, once we select the region, now if you want to create EC2 instance, the navigation here is, look at my screen, everyone. Go to services. This is a service tab. Look at here. Left top corner, there is a services tab. Click on this. Now go down here. Click on compute. Click on compute. Click on EC2. The navigation. So services, compute, EC2. Click on EC2. Yeah, look at my screen, everyone. So this is my EC2 dashboard. This is my EC2 dashboard. Here we have resources like, look at my screen, everyone. So here instances are running 0, dedicated host 0, key pairs 5, security groups 3, right? Auto scaling groups 0, elastic IP is 0, load balancer 0, snapshot 0, right? So instances, 2 instances available. So running instances 0, 2 instances available, which are in stopped state. Stopped means shutdown state, right? So your placement group 0, volumes 2. 2 volumes are available, right? We can check all the information here. How many servers are in running state or stopped state or key pairs, how many key pairs are there? So what is key pair? I explain that. Security groups, what is security group? I'll explain. Okay. Yeah. Now, once we click on this, once we open the EC2, now go to instances. There is an instance tab, right? Click on instances. These are the instances which are in stopped state. Stopped means shutdown state, shutdown. Now, I want to launch an instance here. These are the stopped instances, right? So now if you want to start instance, select the instance, go to instance state, start instance. If you want to start this existing server, you can select the server, go to instance state, start instance. Or else if you want to terminate, so terminate means delete. Okay. Select your server, go to instance state, terminate instance. Right. So these are the other batches servers. Okay. Now I want to launch a new server, new EC2 instance. So here terminology is very, very important. And so terminology we need to use in real-time projects. Okay. So we should not call it as server. We need to call it as we need to call as EC2 instance. Right. EC2 instance is a virtual server. Right. Now click on instances. Now click on launch instances. So once you click on launch instance, now look at my screen here. Yeah, we need to provide this. We need to give the tag name. So I want to give web server tag name. I want to give web server. Okay. So now scroll down here. Slowly scroll down. Look at here. So normally creating instance, connecting instance will take only 1 minute job. Creating instance, connecting instance will take only 1 minute job. But first time we can go through all the options. It will take some time, right? So first time we can walk through all the tabs here. Okay, whatever options are available. Now give the server name web server. Now look at my screen here. So these are all we can say AMIs, Amazon Mission Images, AMIs, right? So these are all images. Look at here. So Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, Debian. These are all images available. So normally, for example, if you want to install operating system, Windows on your laptop, right? What we will do normally, we required image, right? We can copy the image to pen drive. That pen drive we can connect to the laptop and we can boot our laptop using pen drive and we can install the operating system, Windows. Same way, AWS also giving same image, which is a Amazon Mission image. AWS providing the image, which is a Amazon Mission image, which is the operating system image, OS image. Okay. Yeah. So now here I want to select this first one, Amazon Linux. Okay. So in Amazon Linux, look at here, everyone. In Amazon Linux, these are the versions available. These are the flavors. Amazon Mission image. Yeah. Amazon Linux 2023 kernel 6.1 AMI. Now kernel 1.8, 6.1.8 AMI. Right. So these are all flavors available. So in which whatever the free tier eligible flavors are available, here it will show you free tier eligible. You can check it out. So I don't have any free tier here. My free tier already completed. That is why it is not showing anything. In your console, it will show you free tier eligible here. That you can choose. First one, you can choose default one. Okay. Now, once we select this, now look at my screen, everyone. Scroll down here. Instance type, server type. So we need to choose the instance type here. Look at here. So T3 micro, by default, they are giving T3 micro. So T3 micro is having 2 CPUs, 1 GB memory. So 2 virtual CPUs, 1 GB RAM, right? So now if you want to change this, look at here. T2 Nano. T2 Nano is having 1 CPU and 0.5 GB memory, half GB memory, right? So T2 Nano, very minimal configuration. So T2 Micro, 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM. So T2 Micro is free. You can choose this. So in real-time projects, we use a minimum T2 medium because 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM is not sufficient for production applications, right? So in real-time projects, we always use the prod applications, databases, right? So that is why minimum we required T3 or T2 medium required. So T3 medium or T2 medium required. So 2 CPUs, 8 GB RAM required minimum, right? So here, yeah, T2 micro is free. You can choose this 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM, or else you can select T2 small also, 1 CPU, 2 GB memory. So T2 medium, 2 CPUs, 4 GB memory. T2 large, 4 CPUs, 2 CPUs, 8 GB RAM. T2 X large, 4 virtual CPUs, 16 GB memory. So like this we can check and we can select the server type, instance type as per the client requirement. And we don't decide our own. As per the client requirement, we can choose this, right? Yeah. So for now, we can choose that T2 micro or T2 micro or T3 micro is fine. So T2 micro also fine, T3 micro also fine. Select this. Scroll down here. Next one, key pair. What is key pair, right? So yeah, every cloud server required one key along with username, password. We use the key also. So key pair is a extra layer of the authentication, extra security. AWS providing very good security to protect the customer applications, customer databases, right? So along with username, password, we use the key pair also, right? So key. Now, so here I have already keys available. Look at my screen. These are all keys available already. Other batch keys. Okay. So I don't want to use this keys. I want to create new key pair. Click on create new key pair. Now I want to create a key pair, which is DevSecOps 1148 p.m. DevSecOps 114 batch number 8 p.m. I want to create this key pair, right? So now look at here. Key pair type RSA and some encrypted private and public key, right? So don't select second one, default one you can use. Okay. Next one, look at my screen. Private key file format, two formats are available. .pem, .ppk. So .pem by default selected here. So what is PEM? What is PPK, right? So PEM full form here is privacy enhanced mail. PEM full form is privacy enhanced mail. PPK full form here is putty private key. PPK full form is putty private key. So both we'll work on both. Okay. So for now, we can select the first one, PEM only. Okay. So privacy enhanced mail. So click on create key pair. Once you click on key pair, look at my screen here. So key pair is downloaded here. Key pair is downloaded. So this is the key pair. Look at my screen, everyone. So this is the key provided by AWS, right? So can anyone hack this key? This much of key, is it possible to hack? Can we hack this key? No, right? So this level of security provided by AWS. Since 2012, I'm working on AWS Cloud. I haven't seen any single security concern so far. So AWS providing very good security to protect the customer applications, customer databases, right? So yeah, every service, for every service they're giving security layers, security, right? So no one can hack AWS resources. Fine. Yeah, so keep it created here. Now,
I have one question on.
yeah, go ahead, please. Yes.
So when we will use this key?
While connecting the server. While connecting the server, we use the key along with username, password.
So let's say, so from the source system, we have to pass this key, then only we can connect with the AWS, or like how it will work?
Yes. For example, if you want to connect Windows server, how can we connect? Do you have idea? Windows server. How can we connect? Anyone having idea? By using RDP, right?
Authentication.
A remote desktop connection, right? If you want to connect Windows server, we use the RDP, right? So if you want to connect Linux server, we use the, anyone having idea? How can we connect? By using PuTTY or SSH authentication. So while connecting server, we can give the username password. Along with the username password, we need to choose the key pair also. Now, Preet, you understand, right?
Okay, so while establishing the connection, it will ask that
Yes, correct.
target server's required
Yeah.
key, and then we have to pass. Okay.
Exactly, correct. I'll show you that. I'll
Okay.
show you that. Wait for some time. I'll show you. Okay. Yeah.
Ram?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that key is there, right? Like JWT key, we can verify whether it is anyone updated or anyone modified in JWT website. Like that, this key, anyone modified? Do you have any tool?
No, should not modify. So
Okay.
these keys are very critical secured keys. Okay, so should not share with anyone. Okay.
Okay. No, just I'm asking whether it is valid one or not. Just we want to verify. So that's
Yeah, it is valid one. So if you lost this key, you cannot connect your server.
okay.
So that we can recover. How can we recover? I'll show you in troubleshooting session. Okay. So in
Okay.
case key pair is lost, we can recover that. I'll show you that. Okay.
Okay.
Can we change the key pair? I mean,
We can change the key pair also. Yes. We can.
Is there any validity for the key pair, Ram?
No validity. We can hold that for until you delete the server. We can hold the key pair.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Any other questions?
So this private key is the encrypted key. That the use key and pair is in the encrypted format. Is it? Okay.
Yes, encrypted format. Yes. Right. Yeah. So now the key pair selected automatically here. So once we create the key pair, once we download the key pair selected here, right? Now, next one, networking part here, right? So far what we did here, we gave the server name, which is a web server. Now selected the Amazon Linux OS image, which is Amazon Linux, Amazon machine image. So after that, we selected the Amazon Linux flavor. After that, we choose this T2 micro configuration. So key pair also downloaded. Next one is the networking part. Look at here. So in networking, we have a concept like which is VPC. So what is VPC? Virtual private cloud. VPC is a virtual private cloud. Instead of the physical network, we can create our logically isolated network, our own network. So for example, so I'm creating this server in Mumbai region, right? In Mumbai data center, so many companies they are using the resources, right? So many companies, thousands of companies, they're using the resources. If you want to customize, if you want to isolate your resources, we require VPC, right? So currently we don't have any custom VPC. While working on VPC, networking part, I'll show you how to create the customized VPC. So for now, what we will do, we can use the default VPC, which provided by AWS, right? So this is default VPC, default network, right? Yeah. Now click on edit here. Look at here. So this is the default VPC. Look at my screen, everyone. Default network they are providing that we can use. Normally, in real-time projects, we don't use the default network. So we always use the customized network, our own network, so that we can implement the customized rules, right? Yeah. So subnet. So VPC is a virtual private cloud, right? Subnet is a sub-network, small network. Instead of the large network, we can create sub-network. For example, look at my screen. So this is our VPC. This is our VPC, virtual private cloud. So in this VPC, we have 300 development servers available. 300 development servers, dev servers, 300 QA servers, and also 400 prod servers. Prod servers are having DB database. Okay. So this is the network. This is VPC, our own VPC in the Mumbai data center. In this VPC, we have 1,000 servers. So all these servers are in same network so that they can communicate each other, right? They can communicate each other. For example, so we are all in the same room. For example, we are all in same meeting. We can speak other, we can talk each other, right? Yeah, same way here, all the servers are in the same network, same range. They can communicate each other, right? So here the problem is databases. Normally, database servers, we should not allow inbound traffic. If you allow inbound traffic to database server, there may be chances to leak the data. That is why what we will do, we can create small networks instead of the VPC, which is nothing but we can say subnet. Subnet is nothing but small network or subnetwork.
DB is required for even Dev and QA too, right?
We can, yes, as per the requirement, yes. As per the requirement, I just giving example like this. Okay. Subnet 3, right? So when we create a subnet, so it will allow you to give the subnet rules so that we can implement the subnet rules. We can allow or deny the traffic by using the subnet rules. So normally DB servers, we should not allow inbound traffic, right? So here, yeah, development servers to QA servers, they can easily communicate. So QA to development, they can easily communicate. And DB to QA and DB to dev also we can communicate. But dev to DB, QA to DB should not allow inbound traffic. If you allow inbound traffic from dev and QA, there may be chances to leak the data. That is why we need to restrict inbound traffic to the database servers by using the subnets. Okay, subnet is a small network or subnetwork. Right? Yeah, now go back to the console. Look at here. Subnets. So no preference. Here we have 3 subnets. Look at here. So subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. 3 subnets are available. Right? I don't want to choose anything here. Okay. Now availability zones. Availability zones. Right? What is availability zone? So we discussed already in the demo session, right? Availability zones. So 3 types of data centers we discussed. First one is region. Second one is availability zone. Third one is edge location. Yes, edge location, right? So
Yeah.
region is the primary data
Data
center,
center. Yeah.
right? So availability zone is the
Disaster recovery data center.
yeah, DR, disaster recovery data center. Edge location is the
Fast communication.
yes, right. So fast communication, right? So it will live streaming, right? Immediately the packets will be delivered. Live streaming, right? Yeah, 3 types of data centers we discussed in the demo session. So you can go through the demo recording, so that you will understand. Okay. So here, availability zone is nothing but it is a DR data center. Look at here. AP South 1A, AP South 1B, AP South 1C, right? So these are the availability zones. So the data will be replicated from one zone to other zone. In case one zone is down, nothing will be happened. Data will not be lost, right? So even second zone also down, nothing will be happened. Data will be available from other zone. In case entire region is down, complete Mumbai region is down, nothing will be happened. Nearby edge location, we can access the data. Nearby data center is Singapore, right? We can access the data from Singapore. right? Yeah, so these are the availability zones, right? Next one, auto assign public IP. So here, every cloud service is having, normally, let us discuss about laptop or desktop or server. So any laptop or desktop or server, how many IPs will be there? Anyone? How many IPs are available?
Two IPs. If it is connected to network, one private IP, one public IP.
No. Physical laptop or desktop or server, I'm talking about.
MAC address will be there.
Yeah. IP address, I'm talking about IP.
IPv4, IPv6.
Right. Only one IP, right? Only one IP will be there. So every laptop or desktop or server, physical server, only one IP, which is network IP. For example, look at my screen here. So just give command prompt, go to command prompt, give IP config is the command. Look at my screen. So this is my IP, right? IPv4. Normally we are using IPv4. Even IPv6 also, maybe going forward, we use this IPv6. So currently we are using IPv4, right? So every laptop or desktop or physical server having only one IP, which is network IP, right? But whereas in cloud, we have two IPs. Actually, not two IPs, three IPs. What are those anyone? Three IPs. First one is public IP. Second one is private IP. Third one is elastic IP. So public IP, private IP, elastic IP. So what is public IP? What are the importance of public IP? So here we are discussing about, look at here, auto assign public IP. We are talking about this, right? That is why, yeah, we are discussing about this IP addresses, right? So auto assign public IP means this public IP should be enabled. So public IP, what is public IP? So public IP is the IP to connect our server, we use the public IP. Look at my screen. To connect our server, we use public IP. So public IP is a dynamic IP. Let me show you something here. I just want to like this. Public IP is a dynamic IP. Public IP is a dynamic IP. Dynamic IP. So what is dynamic IP, anyone? What is dynamic IP?
It will not be constant, but it will change whenever you restart the VM EC2 instance. IP will not be static.
Yes, correct. So public IP is a dynamic IP. The IP dynamically changed when we start server. Dynamically, the IP will be changed when we start server. So yeah, for example, I have two servers in my console, right? So I just want to open one more duplicate session here. In my console, I have two servers. Look at my screen, everyone. These are the two servers which are in stopped state. When I stop the server, when I start the server, IP will be changed. So every time when I start server, IP will be changed, which is nothing but dynamic IP, right? So dynamically the IP will be changed because in the data center, in the Mumbai data center, there is a DHCP server. In the Mumbai data center, there is a DHCP server, which is full form is dynamic host configuration protocol. There is a DHCP server inside of the data center, right? So what it will do? So whenever I stop the server, this DHCP server take back the old IP. Whenever start the server, it will provide the new IP address. Understanding right, everyone? So this DHCP server in every data center, not only mobile data center, every data center is having this DHCP server. So whenever we stop the server, this DHCP server take back the old IP. Whenever we start the server, it will provide the new IP every time. Okay. Dynamically, the IP will be changed when we start server. Right? Yeah. So this IP, public IP, to connect our server, we use this IP. To connect the server, we use the public IP. Right? So once we log in into the server, we always use the private IP address for internal communication. To communicate internally, we use this IP. Right? So private IP is not a dynamic IP, Andy. Private IP is not a dynamic IP. So which is a static IP. Static IP. This IP will not be changed until you delete your server. This IP will not be changed until you delete your server. This is the permanent IP. Right? So once we connect the server, we always use the private IP address for internal communication. Right? Yeah, the problem here is the public IP is changing, right, every time. Public IP is changing every time when we start server. So if the IP changing, keep on changing, what will happen? Developers, testers, DevOps engineers, everyone will be confused. That is why my client asked me to assign permanent IP in place of public IP. So for which what we will do? We can generate one elastic IP from data center. So this is also private IP, which is not free. Elastic IP is not free. So this we need to generate from data center and we can attach to the server in place of public IP. Understanding right, everyone? So this private IP we cannot use for connectivity. We cannot connect using this. But this elastic IP we can assign in place of public IP. By using this IP, we can connect the server. But elastic IPs are not free, so chargeable. Okay? Clear, right? You understand it, right? Every cloud server is having, yeah, 3 IPs, public IP, private IP, elastic IP. Clear, right, everyone? Now, go back here. Look at my screen, everyone. So here, auto assign public IP should be enabled. So if you disable this, so IP will not be available to connect our server. Okay. So that is why default value is enable. You can keep as is, right? Next one, look at my screen, everyone. Firewall, which is security group. So firewall is a virtual network. Network security device. Sorry. Firewall is a network security device. So why we require firewall? To control the traffic, to control inbound, outbound traffic. So normally, once we join into the project, we get the laptop, right? Once we join into the company, we get the laptop, right? Once we get the laptop, if you want to connect your office network, how can we connect? Ela connect avtaru? How can we connect? Anyone? If you want to
LAN.
Wi-Fi, through Wi-Fi, first, how can we connect your office network?
Some kind of
LAN.
authentication to be enabled.
All right. So first we need to connect VPN, right?
Yeah.
VPN.
Yes.
Yeah. VPN is a virtual private network. VPN is the firewall. So VPN will allow, authorized people. Authorized. So for example, you have employee ID and you have some authentication, right? Yeah. So as a employee, you can connect your VPN. You'll be having credentials, right? Once you join the project, you'll get the credentials. You can connect your VPN VPN will allow you to connect your office network. VPN will allow you to connect your office network because you are authorized person, right? So unauthorized persons, they cannot connect. It will not accept, right? So firewall is a, yeah, network device, right? So it will allow the good traffic. It will deny the bad traffic, right? So now here we need to create one firewall, which is security group. Now I want to create one security group here, which is same name I want to give here. Okay. Yeah. 114 as zip security group I want to create. So description also I want to give the same. Yeah. Next one, look at my screen, everyone. Inbound security group rules. Inbound rules. So we are creating Linux, Amazon Linux server, right? So for which we required SSH authentication. So port number is, TCP port number is 22 should be enabled. So by default enabled here. We can use this. Okay. Source type anywhere from any network, from any range, we can connect our server. Okay. So now look at my screen. Next one here is storage. So if you want to install operating system applications, plugins, patches, require storage, right? So click on advanced. Now click on expand this volume. Look at here. In AWS is giving, AWS providing EBS volume, elastic block store volume, right? So this volume type is EBS, elastic block store. Device name is /dev/xvda, drive name. Okay. So by default, one snapshot will be enabled here. Snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but it is a replica. It is a replica, one of the one backup copy, right? So size, this EBS volume size is 8 GB. By default, they're giving 8 GB. If you want to use 100 GB, you can use, but not free, right? So you can use the default volume, default size, what they're providing. So which is 8 GB, we can use here. Now volume type GP3, general purpose 3. Look at my screen, everyone. Here we have different types. General purpose SSD, GP3, general purpose SSD, GP2, IOPS SSD, IOPS SSD, different types available. So general purpose SSD, GP3, right? What is SSD, anyone? What is SSD? It is a solid state drive, the volume type. Okay. Now, IOPS. What is IOPS? IOPS is the input output per second, the speed of your EBS volume, speed of the drive. Understanding, right, everyone? Yeah. Next one, this is very important in interview question also. Delete on termination. So by default, they're giving yes. We have two options here, yes and no, right? If you select yes, what will happen? If you select yes, what will happen? If you select no, what will happen? Let's try to understand. Interview question also. So while creating the server, if you select yes, what will happen? If you select no, what will happen? Okay, fine. Now, as per the requirement, what we are doing? We are creating the EC2 instance and we can hand over to the project. So once we hand over, how can we hand over to project? By giving the IP address, server name, user ID, password, we can hand over to project so that they start working on the server. Fine. So once the project is completed, again they ask us to terminate the server. Because if they hold the server, some charges will be applied, right? That is why once the project is completed, they ask us to terminate the server. So once we get the request for terminating the server, what we will do? We can go and terminate the server. Fine. So here, if you select yes while creating the server, if you select yes, what will happen? When you terminate your server, along with the server, storage also will be terminated. Understanding, right, everyone? Delete on termination means, so if you select yes, what will happen? When you terminate your server, along with the server, storage also will be terminated. If you select no, what will happen? server will be terminated, storage will be available. So in real-time projects, we select always no, because the storage should not be deleted. In the storage, we store the project data. The data is lost escalations, right? That is why, so we need to keep in our mind. So in real-time projects, always we need to select the delete on termination should be no, right? If you select yes, when you terminate your server, along with your servers, storage also will be terminated, right? So for now, I selected yes. So interviewer asks you this question. So there is a option which is a delete on termination in EC2. If I select yes, what will happen? If I select no, what will happen? They ask you. What we can say here? Anyone? If you select yes, what will happen?
It will delete the storage as well.
Yeah. So when we delete the server, along with the server, storage also will be deleted. So if you select no, when we delete the server, server will be deleted, storage will be available, right? Yeah. So in real-time projects, always we need to choose no. For now, we can select yes. Okay. Yeah. Storage also selected here. Look at my screen, everyone. Next one, number
The
of
OS,
instances.
OS
Yeah.
also reside here only in this storage only.
Yes. OS
EC2
available.
instance you are creating now here.
Yes. OS available. Yes.
OS also reside in this storage only.
Yes.
8 GB.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
If we want to access the storage again we have to create a one more server.
Yes.
And
Correct.
how the authentication works.
Correct.
But the authentication should work, right? Because I cannot access the data by creating a server, right? There should be something. How we can access this
I'll show you
data.
that. I'll show that. Wait for 1 or 2
Okay.
days. I'll show you that. Okay. Yeah.
I have one question. Let's say if in the storage we have operating system. Here the size is 8 GB. Is it sufficient?
Yeah, for practice it is okay. For practice it is okay, but in real-time projects, minimum we create 50 GB in real-time projects. Minimum 50 GB required because we deploy production applications, right? We deploy test applications or any other applications, right? For practice, 8 GB default one is fine. Okay. Yeah. So now number of instances. Yeah, go ahead. Someone asking one question. Yeah, go ahead, please. Right.
So the other question is like, can we install multiple OS system in one server?
Yeah. You want to install, you can install. Yes.
I mean, in this wizard, we can select multiple OS as well, right? While creating the EC2 instance.
Yeah, normally cloud servers, we don't require that. Multiple OS not required. So if you want to create, you can create. That is not recommended actually for cloud servers. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Now, number of instances. So if you want to create 1 instance or 10 instances or 100 instances, you can give the number here. So don't give 100 or 10. So maximum 3-4 servers you can create at a time in the free tier console, right? We are using free tier account, right? So minimum 3 or 4 we can create. So don't create more than 3 or 4, right? You'll get some billing issues. Okay. Yeah. So for now, I want to select only one, right? Yeah. I just want to verify all the options here. Server name, web server, OS, Amazon Linux, I selected here. Flavor, this is the flavor. T2, micro, minimal configuration I gave. Keep your I already created here. Network settings, default VPC, and security group, this is the security group. So here, SSH authentication I'm using, storage 8 GB, 1 instance, right? Now click on launch instance.
One question.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
So launch on, if you select a multiple instance.
Yeah.
If you give their multiple instances, is it the replica of same or it will create all different instances?
We can create different instances.
Is it like a nodes or?
Yeah. So here, if you give the in the AWS console, if I give 10 servers or 20 servers, same replica will be created, same copy. So normally in real-time projects, we use the Terraform to automate the infrastructure. So by using Terraform, we can create different operating systems, different configurations, different regions also at a time. 100 servers you can create, or 1,000 servers you can create by using Terraform. Understanding, right?
So here number of instances nodes basically.
Yes.
For that particular
Number of
server.
instances with different configurations. Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So now the server is created here. Look at here. My instance is in running state. Look at here. Web service in running state. Now it is initializing. Right. Yeah. So this server is having, look at my screen, everyone. This server is having public IP, private IP. So public IP is the IP which is a dynamic IP. Private IP is the IP which is a static IP. So to connect our server, we use the public IP. Once we log into the server, we always use the private IP address. So along with these IPs, one more IP is there, which is, look at here, elastic IPs. Elastic IPs. The network security, there is a elastic IPs, right? How to get this elastic IP? How can we assign this IP to the server in place of public IP? I'll show you practically. So maybe day after tomorrow, I'll show you that. Okay. So tomorrow, what we will do? How to connect this server. So today we discussed about how can we create the EC2 instance, right? So tomorrow, how can we connect this server? How can we access resources in this server? We'll try to understand tomorrow. Okay. So you can practice this. So today you can practice this. So tomorrow link will be completely changed, Randy. Okay. So today we allowed. So tomorrow the meeting link will be completely changed. If you are interested, you can register. The people who are not registered so far. Okay. So tomorrow link will be 100% changed tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow we'll discuss about how can we connect this server. How can we connect this server? How can we deploy the applications on this server? How can we access the resources, right? We'll discuss. So after that, how can we generate the elastic IP? How can we assign to the server in place of public IP? So we can check it out. Stop server, we can check the IP. Start the server, we can check the IP, right? So after that, security groups, and also we discuss about one by one all the concepts, load balancers, VPC, databases, right?
Ram, sorry to interrupt. Ram,
Yeah.
it's possible to share the syllabus copy, how you will go the flow. Like now you have started AWS. After that, next what you will start like that?
Right. Yeah. So first we started AWS, right? So
Okay.
AWS will take nearly 1 month to 35 days. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll go very deep dive AWS.
Okay.
Every service will cover. I'll cover every service.
Okay. Similar GCP also.
Not like that actually. I'll show you that. I'll tell you. So AWS will go very deep dive. So in between AWS, after a few sessions, I'll cover Linux. I'll cover Linux for few days.
Like
Whatever
Google Cloud also is there, no?
Yeah. So I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, Google Cloud also will be covered. Azure also will be covered. Okay.
Okay.
So once we complete the AWS, after that we'll start DevOps. Okay.
Okay.
Once complete the DevOps, we'll start Azure GCP. In between DevOps, we'll cover the security AI tools also.
Okay. Okay. No. Okay.
Right. So while working on AWS, I'll cover 7 small projects. 7 projects, small. So while working on DevOps, I'll cover major projects, 4 projects, small projects, 3 projects. Total 14 projects will be covered. Right? So major live projects, 4 projects will be covered, which are migration project, Kubernetes project, CI/CD project, and Docker project. So one more important project is there, which is Argo CD project. Right? So these all will be covered. Okay. So Azure and GCP, I'll show you the differences. So every cloud platform is same functionality. So all the cloud platforms are same functionality. So terminology would be little different. So Azure also will discuss all the concepts. I'll show you the differences here. Okay. So AWS is having the terminology little different. Azure is having little different. Like that, I'll show you the comparisons. So Azure and GCP, I'll not take. So normally, what I'm saying here, AWS, we are going through all the services, right? But Azure and GCP, not like that. Okay, we don't need to go because AWS already gone through, already we are going through all the services. I'll show you the differences, okay, between AWS and Azure, AWS and GCP. You got it right, everyone?
Yes, yes, sir.
If I cover all the services like AWS in Azure and GCP, if I cover all the services, the course may take 6 months. That is why, so within 4 months, we can cover all the services. I will go very deep dive. Practically, we can work on all the services in AWS and Azure and GCP and DevOps, DevSecOps, AI tools also, right? Projects also. Fine. Yeah. Any other questions, anyone so far?
And will you share the documents too?
Yeah. So actually today EC2 started, right? So I'll upload the EC2 document today. You can go through. So topic wise, I upload the documentation. I uploaded one document which is AWS creation, account creation document, right? So today onwards, one by one, all the documents will be uploaded.
Okay.
Topic wise.
So when exactly the recording will be shared? I mean, at what time?
Recording after 1 hour, our backend team upload the recording. So yeah, initially 3-4 days may be delayed. So after that, they will upload after 1 hour. Once complete the session, so recording will take 1 hour. It will prepare. It will take some time to ready that recording, right? So that so maybe 10 p.m. IST or 10:30 p.m. IST, recording will be uploaded. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as of now, it's not loading. It's not adding it
Yeah.
actually. Just before the
Initially,
session.
initially they are creating something. They are adding something. So they modifying, right? So once we start working on core topics, maybe after a few days, this recordings, all the records will be available. So they are they upload. I'll talk to them. Okay. So maybe
Yeah.
after 1 hour, once session completes, after 1 hour, recording will be ready. So I'll ask them to upload after 1 hour. Okay.
Yeah. At least the document would be helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Document will be uploaded. Upload this document once complete the session. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fine. So yeah, make sure everyone practice, Andy. This session is very, very important session. So make sure everyone practice this session. So once complete your practice, make sure you need to delete this server. You need to terminate this server, right? So select your server, go to instance state, terminate or delete instance. Click on this. Terminate. Now the instance is terminating. Look at here. First it will shut down. After that it will terminate. Okay. Fine. So yeah, if the account is not created so far, you can create the account and you can start working on the EC2 service. Upload the document. You can go through the document and recording. You can practice the service. Okay. Fine. Yeah, we can stop here. So tomorrow link will be changed. Make sure everyone, the people who are not registered so far, you can register today or tomorrow morning. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.
Yes. Sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, for live project, will we get documentation, sir, like for end to end to explain in the interview?
Yeah. I provide the documents. Yes.
Thank you.